Hey y'all, it's another week. It's week 10. We're in double digits. Welcome. We are backstage at the Bluebird. I am Johnny Ellis. With me, as always, is Andrew Jones.
I was just checking. We've got a problem with the Wi-Fi, so every so often you might hear us chip in and out. We're trying to broadcast this to the nation and the world. There is a satellite being collapsed in the sky right now, I'm assuming. I can't see up there. I've not got
Who
a
knows
telescope.
what's going on?
The only person I know who's got a telescope is Juliet Barnes, and she refuses to give it up. She won't move it from her placement at the end of the show, so I can't even use it here in the Bluebird. It's really annoying.
And that's where we are, backstage at the Bluebird. We are here talking Nashville Season 1, Episode 10.
But not Nashville, Tennessee, the location and place it exists in. We're not talking about that. Nope.
That's true, yeah. We are going all over the place today.
Yes. I cut you off, though.
Yeah, we're talking Nashville Season 1, Episode 10. I'm so sorry for you, my friend.
Oh, thank you.
No, that's the name of the episode. That's the episode title. Directed by...
Is this a Garth Brooks song?
No. Any further guesses?
Jiminy Kishner?
Nope.
Franz Sands Holyfield?
Nope.
Muddy Blues?
Nope.
Bloody Waters?
Okay. I'll keep...
Empty Pockets? Bloody Noses? Can't Lose?
Nope. Yeah, you just keep saying things, and I'll say yes when you get there.
Is it by the Friday Night Lights? By the Saturday Night Lives? By the Sunday Night Exhaustions? By the Monday Night Spelunkers?
Okay, I give up.
By the Tuesday Night Sprinkles?
But you clearly don't.
By the Wednesday Night Srirachas? By the Thursday Night Cirrhosis?
It is... It is by, wouldn't you know, Hank Williams.
Anchor Williams?
Hank Williams.
He was the famous man who kept keeping ships where they needed to be. Anchor Williams.
Recorded August 10th, 1951.
That's a while ago.
In Castle Studio, Nashville. And released February 1952. Took a while. It was the B-side to the single Honky Tonk Blues.
Have you ever felt those?
Always. I mean, what a week this has been. I'm feeling Honky Tonk Blues this week, for sure.
I feel you.
Happily, we don't have to talk about any election things.
No, there's nothing to do with any Americans voting to discuss this week. What a great time.
Yeah, we're escaping into Nashville, a fictional TV show.
The fantasy landscape of Nashville.
Yeah, exactly.
ABC.
So
CMT.
This was directed by Sana Hamri, who directed 19 episodes of Empire, along with some episodes of Shameless, the US version, Hemlock Grove, Elementary, Glee.
God, Hemlock Grove. Remember Eli Roth trying to do a Netflix series?
I never caught that, actually.
No one did.
I only had one, right? But
3.
The thing popped up for me was Elementary. I was like, oh, that's one I really kind of feel like I should get onto.
That was fine.
Yeah?
That was perfectly adequate television for a while.
As good as or better than Sherlock?
Well, it wasn't 90-minute wanky episodes, so better.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah.
She also directed some Mariah Carey and Destiny's Child music videos, and
they did a team up.
No, separate videos, and a few Prince.
Queen Carey and Queen Bake can never be seen on screen together.
She's got 58 titles on her IMDb, which is quite impressive. I don't know.
But the title we're discussing.
The title we're discussing is the first of 2 episodes of Nashville she directed. The second one comes up later this season.
Oh, okay. Right, so she's one and done.
Yeah.
One season and done a season.
But this episode was written by Dana Greenblatt, who's written for Missing and The Dead Zone. And this is her first of 22 episodes.
Wow.
And she was also an exec, and the 22 episodes span all 6 seasons.
So she wrote over 10% of the show.
Pretty much, yeah.
Bloody hell.
Yeah, let me just double check. Because she was also credited as the executive story editor for 12 episodes. The majority of those, I think, for season 4.
Or does she
Yeah.
go to showrun at some point then?
Looks
That
like
possibility.
it. Yeah. Yeah.
Took over the handling of the show, picked the direction,
Yeah.
and ran with it.
So yeah.
That's awesome.
Big episode to get into. Kind of big.
I mean,
No
it's
massive new
geographically.
songs. Geographically big. You wanted us to expand the world, and
Look, we've been
boy
locked
does
down
this.
backstage at the Bluebird for a while now. It's nice to see the rest of the world sometimes. That's
Yeah,
all I
that's
want.
true. Well, we start off in San Diego, California.
Yeah, not even
Um,
in Tennessee.
yeah. Rainier and
We're out
Juliet.
of state.
Rainier and Juliet are doing a press conference for Red Lips, White Lies, their new tour.
I think that tour title is bad.
Yeah, I didn't realize at first. I thought it said Red Lies, White Lies.
I thought
I
it
was
said
like,
red
okay.
lips, white lips. I was trying to work out who's going to be. Is Juliet thus choosing to wear like a weird lip
they
polish?
alternate.
Because of course she's not allowed to go and buy makeup anymore because they don't understand her makeup purchasing techniques.
Are you still standing by that?
I don't know what you mean by standing by it. It's the truth. I can't tell you how many times.
All right, let's see how you deal with this one then.
I went to the Superdrug the other day. I couldn't pick up a basket because I could see all the slats in it and I couldn't use any of it because I was going to buy stuff that would just simply fall through. So I just put it in one of my bags that I was taking with me around shopping. And they were fine. They were fine with that. Like, I had a basket with me. Do you know what I did with that?
What?
Put the fucking lotion in it.
All right, well, let's see how you deal with this because Rain and June press for the Red Lips White Lies tour. They've spent the last 2 weeks in Tucson, San Antonio, Oklahoma City, and Albuquerque doing small shows, but they're ready to start a big arena tour now. And one of the reporters mentions Juliet leaving the altar, and she says it's called personal reasons for a reason. So what's your excuse for Juliet leaving Sean at the altar, as we saw last week, which you put forward as the idea was that she was having the wedding on the plane. I think this confirms that is not true. Yeah. If you tweeted that, Twitter would block that tweet and say it's false news. So give me your excuse.
I believe Boy is rubbish and deserves to be ignored. And she can do better. And she will do better. And she has done better. So that guy can go bye-bye. Can I ask a question first?
Go on. Please do.
Now, how many times have you gone to a press conference?
A few times.
How many times have you ever had a point in which all the journalists scramble to go, yeah, I've got my question, as opposed to having a moderator there who carefully points out when people raise their hands and pass the microphone to them?
That's true, but I feel like this is the thing always for the end of the end of press conferences.
Mm-hmm.
In fiction, they always jump forward. They always jump forward, and everyone tries to ask more questions.
No, I did jump forward. I've done that a couple of times, but I've done it to specific people as they're heading out, and then kindly I'd luck to them and quickly ask if I can just quickly ask them a question. Patient, calm, collected, nice. Even if I interrupt their conversation with Catherine O'Hara. Then she gives me death stares for a while.
What conversation did you interrupt with Catherine O'Hara? Do you know what she was talking about?
I'm assuming because it was with Martin Short at the Frankenweenie conversation, it was something Canadian. And I just wanted to ask him if he was going to be in Arrested Development Season 4, and she gave me this stare of how dare you ask, even though I said, Mr. Short, please, could I ask you a question? I was very timid, very kind, because, courtesy.
Right.
And I said, I'm so sorry, man. I apologise to Ms. O'Hara, but, I had to get that question in.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, speaking of journalists, Deacon is saying goodbye to his journalist.
It's my favourite 90s animated cartoon company.
Yeah, he's saying goodbye to his journalist /girlfriend kind of thing. I don't know what's going on with those two. I still can't remember her name.
You can't, like, you know
they
what?
mentioned her name once.
Are you kidding me?
And do you remember her name?
I'm going to find her name for you because this seems like research that you're meant to be doing.
Go on, try and find her name.
Oh, is that a dare?
Yeah, I dare you.
You dare me? Do you double donkey dare me?
I do. I do indeed.
I wish you could double donkey dare me. Right.
This will be interesting.
Is it Carmen Gonzalez?
It's too easy.
Is that her name?
Let's just say yes for the sake of argument. For
Okay.
argument's sake. Right. So, sorry, I just got a text. Going through for work stuff. Right. Deacon is leaving this journalist girlfriend thing. To get on the tour bus. She's got all her interviews.
She's done her bit.
She's done a bit. She's done his bit too.
Big Deac Energy.
You're welcome. So, but his bandmate Si is jealous.
His bandmate from Big Deac Energy's Rebel Kings.
Yes. Big Deac Energies.
You're gonna get yourself a Claiborne.
Well, Si walks up to the journalist. I've forgotten her name already. Carmen. And he says, "Come on,
San
Carmen.
Diego.
What happens if I want a follow-up interview?" And she says, "Just call me, and I'll ignore your call." Basically.
Wow.
Now
this is Si Abelman, right?
Yes.
He's a serious man, I believe.
Oh yeah.
Everything's gonna be fine.
Well, yeah. There's a bit of jealousy. There's some cracks forming in this band. It seems. Who knows what could happen? I wonder.
Nothing good.
Nothing good.
Because it's 2020.
So something bad. Well, meanwhile, Juliet is at soundtrack. Her sound
check.
Soundtrack.
The soundtrack sounds like it's like a record store or a manager or a record agency.
I'm so tired.
A location we're meant to know. I know the world is fire.
It's been a really stressful week. Okay. Raina is at soundcheck, and they're saying that Juliet's soundcheck is at 4 and Raina's is at 5. But Raina has some problems with her guitarist. He's off doing his own thing. She wants to sort this out. She needs a good relationship with her guitarist.
Don't we all? Someone who could do that.
Exactly.
Good with their fingers.
With Deacon gone, she's got no guitarist that she has a connection with.
She's got no strings to hold her down.
Yeah.
The two vital parts of a guitar band.
Well, meanwhile, now she's FaceTiming her kids on a very old iPhone that's got a very tiny screen.
Probably akin to the iPhone I have, because I'm old technology.
Oh, because you're
old. I can't afford new technology. And also I like to have mine full of rhinestones. Just like Raina.
I mean, wouldn't you know? It does look pretty cool.
Yeah, but it feels bad and I'm a texture person. That stuff freaks me out.
Yeah, fair enough.
Ugh.
Well, Raina's showing off the huge arena that she's playing at to her daughters.
Huge.
And the daughters say hi and bye, basically, pass the phone on to Teddy, and
Yay.
he instantly takes it off video. And they start talking about the upcoming election, which is happening in a couple of days. Yeah. The polls are too close to call.
How are you spelling that?
Wow, we didn't even plan this. We didn't plan this.
We'll get in touch with the mind of the monster to make sure he would do things for us. POLES.
As soon as this happened in the episode, I just burst out laughing because that's all you can do now. You can either laugh or cry, and I choose to laugh right now.
I gave up crying a decade ago.
Yeah.
Can't do it anymore.
Well, he basically tells Raina that she's not coming back for the election. doesn't really give her a chance to answer, to say that she wants to come back for the election. She's about to say, I'll come back for the election, but he says, no, you're not coming back. And sort of cuts her short and says goodbye.
You've got Peggy to look after him.
Yes, yeah. Well, now we're at the Bluebird. Hey! Already. Quite early.
Whip.
So we're back
Before
in
the
Nashville.
titles, right?
Before the titles.
Wow.
The Revel Kings are playing in Austin tomorrow.
Okay, what's that got to do with the Bluebird?
Scarlett's telling Gunner that the Revel Kings are playing in Austin, and Deacon has got tickets for her and Gunner because she knows Gunner's going to Austin.
Where's she going to Austin tomorrow?
Well, he's going to see family, it seems, but he seems very.
That seems nice.
Yeah, but it's hard to get any information out of him.
I haven't seen family for a while.
Yeah, no one else.
The Bluebird. They don't come around here very often.
Well, she tries to sort of hitch a ride with him, but he says, no, you can't do that.
No, she doesn't have a towel with her. That's the first rule.
And she says, oh, well, clearly you don't enjoy my company then, which is just rude if that is the case, because who wouldn't enjoy Scarlett's company? She is a delight.
Gunner, because he's a real miserable bastard. No, we don't like Gunner.
But she says, oh,
Scooter.
she says, let me hitch a ride with you. And he says, well, I'm leaving from here. And she says, well, I've got my bag with me, because she is always prepared. She's
always on the
ready.
go.
Yes, exactly.
Which makes you question what kind of person she really is.
Yeah, she's always ready to leave.
Scooter Claymore.
I hate when you call her Scooter.
You know what? I wouldn't do it, but you use words I dislike.
We'll come to that.
Oh, I wish you would.
Well, Sean hasn't signed the divorce papers for Juliet, and the longer he takes, the more chance the press are going to have to find out that Sean and Juliet are actually married.
Which they are.
So there's a problem.
And they should be proud about that.
Yeah, they should.
They got married to get down. And that's cool.
Are they married there if they're not married in the church?
Yes. They're married legally and they consummated legally in the best way they can do it.
They've got a witness for that consummation.
Because
that limo driver definitely had a little peek.
Wouldn't you though?
I mean, who wouldn't? He probably took some photos to sell to TMZ.
I mean, I'm sure he took some. He took some videos so that he could watch the match video later on. Yeah, I'm going to lay with my partner and look at the game vid, just see how we can improve our play.
As we found out last week, that's the best way to do it.
Best way to do it.
Yeah.
Hold your lover on the couch and watch match vid.
Well, Raina, meanwhile, meets up with her guitarist. And tries to iron out the problems that they've got going on.
Do we have a name on this guitarist? Is it Slash?
No. Yes, it is Slash. She says, we need to work together. But he says,
I need you to take off your top hat. It's ridiculous.
She says
your hair is stupid. It's a wig now. It's embarrassing.
She says he's impossible to please. So
he is impossible to please. That's why Axel had to leave.
He says she's impossible to...
he was looking over to Raina and just seeing Axel again. Just thinking, look, you're both long-haired weird people.
Well,
you both appeal to mums and SUVs.
Well, he's done. He quits. He's done even trying. He thought he was doing a good job.
Velvet Revolver songs.
But it's clear that Raina just wants another deacon. And he's not another deacon.
She needs some Big Deac Energy in her concerts. You know this. You seen the size of the arena? It's got to be filled somehow.
Well, she needs to find another guitarist, but
she needs to open up a bag of potato chips. Estons.
But Bucky asks her, "Is there any guitarist that's going to be good enough?" Unless it's Deacon. That is a good question. I wonder if he'll get an answer.
Probably not. It's not the kind of show that gives you answers.
And now we have the
Twin
title.
Peaks of ABC.
And now we have the title.
Okay.
We're in Nashville. but we're
Are
not in
we?
Nashville because we're all over the place.
Yeah, that's the thing. This one just decides
We
to
were in
call
the
it Nashville.
Bluebird though, so that was in Nashville.
Yeah, but half the cold open has already been in other parts of the country.
It's not
So
Nashville's not a place; it's a state of mind.
Oh, it's the people.
Yeah, it's the people.
Okay. So when Thanos kills the people of Nashville, Nashville dies.
Oh,
that's a problem.
Well, the election is 2 days away, and the polls are neck and neck. Coleman is going out and meeting people and asking for their votes. Meeting and greeting.
Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Empathy.
Talking less, smiling more.
See on the other side of the wall.
Well, so they're Teddy's through, including Tandy and
Is this the Pussy Posse?
Yes.
Is this Nashville's Pussy Posse?
They're figuring out, what's the problem? How can we win?
Right. That's a very Lamar thing to do, by the way.
Yes, and Tandy's is a very daddy thing to do.
No, it's a very Lamar thing to do. I just said that. Accept it. Move on.
Well, Tandy says that Coleman is a known quantity from years of holding public office.
It's true. He's done his bidding.
Yeah, that could be enough for the undecided voters.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of undecided voters famously care about how people are doing in the office they've been doing, and then would branch that next. So if they
wouldn't go and vote for someone who's
spreading a virus around for 4 years and blaming it on the other guys, and you definitely knew it was actually their fault, there wouldn't be a problem. They would be out of office immediately. But if they were doing a good job, they would be putting them in office. So it's very Lamar has a very perceptible choice of we've seen people in office.
It's been such a long week.
Yeah, what else is such long?
What?
Big Deac Energy.
Well, Daddy suggests that Teddy buys. Yeah, he does. He suggests.
Never look. I'm going to quote the Raven right now, Johnny. Nevermore.
He suggests Teddy buys some votes. Daddy suggests Teddy buys some votes. But Teddy doesn't intend to squander what's left of what he's already sacrificed.
Yeah, and he's got less money because the Cumberland deal was just falling through. So
yep.
What can you buy with?
Well, now Avery is in bed with
Manager.
Do you know her name?
I don't care for her name because I thought Avery would be out the show by now.
Well, he's not out the show, so clearly that means there's still a chance for him. And I was going to skate Scooter. Thank you very fucking much. Scarlet. Clearly means there's still a chance for him, Scarlet, right?
No. Mm-mm. He's going to get indoctrinated into Big Deac Energy.
Marilyn is who he's in bed with. He's in bed with Marilyn.
He's also in bed with his nipple hair.
Yes, he is indeed. But isn't everyone?
No.
Everyone's in bed with Avery's nipple hair.
That'd be a thing.
And they've just finished having some fun, clearly.
Have they?
Yeah.
What, like video games?
Yeah.
I've been watching an episode of Nathan For You.
What other kind of fun were you thinking? Video games. Nathan For You is the very definition of fun.
The height, I would say. Karaoke, maybe at best, but as a musical performer, I don't think he cares as much for karaoke as I do.
Well, they've just finished having fun, and Avery goes right back into talking about business. And he asks about the...
Oh, was he taking care of business?
Yes.
That's not going to come up, so that's important to mention now.
He asks about the contract that Dominic has been sorted out. But it's been sent, but it was a lousy deal, Marilyn says. He only gets 9% loyalty rate, and he wouldn't see a penny from the record sales for a long time. Avery's young and inexperienced, so Dominic can screw him. But then that's how Marilyn likes them too.
Oh, really?
Marilyn, Dominic have a lot in common.
So, would you say that Avery is ready or not?
Here he comes.
Can't hide. Dominic is played by Wyclef Jean. That's the joke.
All right.
For the listener out there who's not indoctrinated in Dominic and Domino, it's Wyclef Jean.
I don't.
One of the founding members of the Fugees.
All right. Well, Gunnar and Scarlett are off to Austin. Gunnar's off to see his brother.
Oh, interesting.
They've arrived in Austin, and Gunnar says he's off to see his brother, so he's dropping.
Bye.
Basically he's dropping Scarlett off, and he's going off to see his brother. And Scarlett says, "Oh, if your brother's here, we can get him a ticket to the gig."
Yeah, get him a ticket, and they can be like Bert and Ernie and Scooter, and be a wonderful time.
But Gunnar seems to be very sketchy right now, and he wants to leave. Deacon arrives and says hi to them and greets Scarlett at the entrance to the hotel and says, "Come on, join us."
They're the best two people in the world. And
They
I
are.
Want to see them
They're
together.
adorable. No, they're family.
Yeah, even better.
Well, he invites Scarlett and Gunnar for breakfast, and Gunnar says, "Nope, gotta go. Bye." Boom.
Literally, a cloud of dust in the shape of Gunnar appears
and
it starts to disperse.
And we find out that Gunnar and Scarlett have been in the car for 15 hours.
What?
They've written 3 songs together.
What?
And she only just finds out now that he's got a brother.
That's ridiculous. What songs have they been doing?
God knows.
Tree go past, here we go, and tree go past, vroom, 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 vroom. Shall we stop at Dunkin' Donuts?
She didn't even think to ask him if he's from Texas. She knows nothing about this guy.
She's afraid because Avery might be in Texas, which means that all of her exes are in Texas.
Oh, God. That just reminds me of Grand Theft Auto.
Well, Gunther's daughter from Friends.
No, Grand Theft Auto. Grand Theft Auto.
The third daughter.
We all know Gunther's daughter was Emma.
Beloved characters. We all know this. Let's do Friends: The Next Generation. Gunther's daughter, Rachel's daughter, Ross's daughter.
They're the same
They're
person.
all the same person. That's the twist. It's like This Is Us at the end of the episode. That's the twist.
Oh,
you thought you were watching different storylines, but it's one storyline.
Well, Raina, we're back at the arena now, and Raina is sat in the nosebleeds.
Sorry, the arena.
Yes.
Because when she walks into it,
proud of that one?
Maybe it's hers.
Are you proud? Okay, you're proud. Are you a proud boy? It's been such a long week. Raina.
It's offensive that you'd ask me that.
I'm sorry.
By the time this episode comes out, maybe that has gone even worse.
We don't even know. Can you
that could suddenly become like an insightful moment. It's like, oh shit.
Oh my God.
We're trying to have a light, fun time.
It's okay. At least we don't have to talk about any elections.
No. How's Raina?
Raina's sat in the arena, and she's
in the cheap seats.
She is. She's in the cheap seats.
Yeah,
she's in the
good old nosebleeds. If she was there watching Impractical Jokers, she would move down to the floor because they were just that way.
Yeah.
If she was going to be watching David Byrd's American Utopia, maybe next week's episode of Are You Moving Man, she would not even have been up there because they'd have closed that whole thing because it didn't sell enough. So she'd be moved a little further down to be closer. Wonder who that happened to. Maybe she's just going to see Bohemian Rhapsody just to kill some time. And she feels depressed and she's going to watch David Byrne. It's even better.
Liam's turned up and he's asking why she sat up in the nosebleeds, and she says she always does this. She does it with Deacon, but Deacon's not there.
No, because they get it on up there.
Well, that's what Liam thinks. But she says,
that's what I think as well, because you've seen Deacon. There's something about him. There's some sort of aura, I would say.
Yeah.
A large clay aura.
Oh, goodness.
Yes, it's only goodness.
Well, no, her and Deacon always sit in the nosebleeds. So just to remind themselves that people pay good money to sit there.
Not good money. I'm pretty sure it's blood money. It's nosebleed.
That's the thing. Yeah, it's nosebleed money.
Those ones, those are the late stage tickets.
Well, she wants Liam to play guitar for her for a few shows. A few means 3. Okay. She wouldn't dare ask for 4.
No. They
I
do
always
this
think,
comical bit, this run.
yeah,
This
I
is,
always
feels
think,
like they're taking over our job already.
I think a few to me is 4. If it's you say a couple, or you say 2 or 3,
A couple is 2,
yeah,
definitively.
or you say 2 or 3,
A few
which is
is 3, 4, 5, and
all right.
then a bunch 6 to 9,
And
and
then
then a
a load.
lot. Oh boy, a
Oh,
load. That's when Deacon Claymore comes out on stage, and he gives you a nosebleed. I'll tell you that much. Because the pressure, it changes quickly.
well, running away from the nosebleeds is Juliet. She's exercising on the arena stairs, and for some reason, this reminded me a lot of Lost. Did you ever watch Lost?
I watched the 2 episodes of Lost.
Oh, there was a bit in one of the seasons where
Was it in season 1, episode 1 and 2?
no,
Because then I definitely get the reference.
it was in season 2 where
I have
they
no hope.
they introduced a Scottish character, and they had a little
Hello,
flashback.
it's me. How's it going? My name's Fat Bastard.
And they had a little flashback scene where it turned out that Jack had met this guy before in the real world and the other life or whatever, and they were running up and down steps in a, was it an arena? It must have been an arena of some sort, or a stadium.
Are you sure they're not just recreating sequences from the room?
Maybe.
Do they play a small bit of American football? Do they talk about going on the base blockers? Have
Now you mention it,
chicken rice, barbecue chicken rice.
but I don't know. Is that a thing? Like they say, like they were running up and down in Lost. At least they were running up and down. I know this isn't a Lost podcast, but still, they were
This is
running
not a
up and
Lost
down
cast.
steps in a stadium, as if early morning, or late night. And
That in the UK, certainly they never do that.
That's not.
I've got to say, those stairs, they're too steep. I feel like that's just danger waiting to happen.
Well, that's the thing. In Lost, twists their ankle.
In the hit TV show Roadies, which lasted 10 whole episodes, I don't remember anyone doing that.
All right.
I mean, Imogen Poote skateboarded around the backstage a bunch, but she never then decided, right, I'm going to go up and down this stuff.
Yeah, I wouldn't really want to do that.
Well, so let's talk about Roadies. Let's do a Roadies cast. I know it's now removed off of Prime, and in the UK it was a Prime original. They bought the rights to it. It's even off of Prime there, so no one cares about it. But let's get back to it, because Roadies was great and wonderful and beautiful and sweet, and it's like Almost Famous, the TV show. I love it. I miss it.
Juliet, meanwhile, is running down the arena stairs and runs right into an interview with CMT.
What? Wait, with who?
And CMT,
What's
Country Music Television.
No, that's not important.
Oh, okay.
I think that's like the least important channel, right?
Well, Sean Butler watches it because the interview moves swiftly on to Sean Butler.
But I know that it's definitely not an important television channel because it's got nothing to do with the TV show Nashville, CMT.
Well, maybe it does.
No, it's an ABC show, so it's never going to have any kind of CMT. This is just like a weird moment.
Can
I ask? Seasons 5 and 6 by that point, and spoiler to people listening, that does go to CMT at that point.
Yeah.
Does it stop being Nashville as we know it? Does it start being just broadcasts of this news reports, these various news reports giving you context like it's found footage?
Oh man. Oh, I want that to be the thing. I can neither confirm nor deny.
Okay.
Good.
Thank you for answering my questions. Next up on CMT, we're backstage at the Bluebird again.
CMT basically asks Juliet if
she's keeping active because she's getting rid of the nerves, or if she's just doing it to stay in shape.
They basically ask if the marriage with Sean.
No, they don't go on that. No, they focus on what she's doing, and she's just performing on stage, and how she feels about doing this.
Yeah,
everything's good. It's a good, strong interview.
Yeah, and then they talk about Sean.
There are no off-topic limits that they reach. What?
Yeah, they talk about Sean. Sean and the marriage.
They said that subject is off limits.
And
you can't talk about that.
Juliet says the idea of marriage was a mistake.
So CMT willingly break the boundaries and the respect. They'll never get Nashville on their channel anymore. That's
But
going to cost them.
she makes an address direct to camera and basically says, she kind of says she feels she's sorry for Sean and she understands and he's a great guy.
Oh, I've got the transcript here. Do you want me to read it word for word?
Oh, go on.
So she looks at the camera and Juliet. This is Juliet Barnes. Yeah, we boned down hard. It was in the scene driving on the interstate. We boned 3 times. It was real nice. We
Bonerific.
boned hard.
And then that's when she comes up with the idea for her new song, Bone Hard.
I will bone hard.
But now she thinks,
Hard down
maybe
life's
he'll hear that,
interstate.
and maybe he'll sign the divorce papers. We'll see.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Gunnar is collecting his brother.
Brother Gunnar.
He's gone to meet his brother Jason. Where is he meeting his brother?
Wait, he's got to find Jason. Is he going to press
Yes.
X? Jason!
Gunnar
Jason!
is meeting his brother as his brother Jason is leaving prison.
What?
Gunnar's got a prison brother.
Is Jason's name Blues? Are they the Blues brothers? Gunnar and Jason Blues?
Oh man, that would be good. That'd be good. I think you'd be on board for that. You'd actually start liking Gunnar.
I'd like Gunnar if he was wearing sunglasses and drove a old cop car around.
Well, we don't get to find out
and was on
much
some
more
sort
about...
of mission from God.
We don't get to find out much more about Jason for now because Juliet is signing autographs outside the stadium, and there's a fan calling out her name. There's a lot of
fans
saying Juliet Barnes. I'm saying your full name, Juliet Barnes.
No, she's not saying her full name. She's just saying first and last, not the middles.
And Juliet responds.
Jeffrey Doc Barnes.
And she says, who do you want it signed? Who do you want the picture signed for? Because they do have a picture of her to be signed. But instead, this fan gives her a letter and says, "You've been served."
Wow, usually when I get served, it means that someone's got in front of me and done a triple headstand and blocked and what's it? I can't remember the term.
Me neither. It's been a long week.
It's been a long week. What's the term? Not blocked and locked.
It's not 4 years, is it?
Yeah, it's 4 years. My head's broken. I can't remember breakdancing terms
anymore. Well, Juliet has been served.
Pop and locked.
Popped
and locked.
Juliet has been served with a summons to appear before a judge in a family court tomorrow for an annulment hearing.
I don't like family court. I like it when it's adults only.
It is more fun that way.
Give me 7 Chicagos. And that's a trial.
Well, now Liam has turned up at Raina's dressing room in the arena. There's lots of flowers.
It's backstage at the arena.
It is backstage at the arena. And Raina's
got... bad times at the arena.
Raina's got Liam a present to say thank you for playing guitar for me.
Thank you for the
3
music.
shows. Not 4 shows, just 3.
Not 4, not 2.
She's brought him some cowboy roots. And she says, welcome to country music. I mean, don't you just want cowboy boots?
No.
I want cowboy boots.
I don't like the idea of cowboy boots. I don't think they work. I like slippers.
I do try them.
Slippers.
Cowboy slippers, yeah.
Yeah,
cowboy
I don't like,
slippers are
can't have cowboy slippers because you need your ankles for spurs. Bone or otherwise.
Well, now Deacon is...
Give him a hat. Just buy him a nice hat. He can wear it.
He has... Maybe he did 4 gigs, but he's only doing 3, so...
Well, you've got a hat. How many gigs did you do?
I did 17.
I didn't see any of them.
I did them all in front of the mirror.
I did Ryan.
And they were all songs about Candyman. At 3 o'clock in the morning. He can. The Candyman can. Because he can, E-Man.
What is why I don't get the reference?
Well, Deacon is backstage at his stadium.
What?
With
the Rebel Kings?
Yes, with the Rebel Kings and with
Cy
Scarlett.
Cy Abelman?
And Cy Abelman turns up and he meets Scarlett.
I'm glad because call him Cy Abelman.
Yeah, right.
Scooter and Cy Abelman.
Yeah, he meets Scarlett.
Is he a
and
serious man or a serious Muppet?
And he's already kind of flirting with Scarlett, and he says, "Oh, are you here to watch your uncle back me up because I'm better than your uncle?"
Simon said that.
Yeah. I mean, this is just the tip of the iceberg. It's not going to get better from here. It's been a long week.
It's a total car crash.
Well, Juliet now is playing Boys and Buses.
Poison the buses.
Boys and Buses.
Boys
she's
and
rehearsing,
buses.
and the band are saying, right, so now it's on to Love Like Mine, right? That song, Love Like Mine. You know that love song?
Yeah, the famous love song we all know. Like
the
mine.
song about love that you do, that one. And she said, no, not tonight, and not any other night.
Oh, she's not got love.
She says we're going to act like it never existed. We're just going to cut it completely. Well, now with Teddy,
that's a shiny, happy people style attitude.
Well, actually, yeah, we're back in Nashville now because we're at Raina's house without Raina.
The Jane's compound.
We're with Teddy, Maddie, and Daphne. Maddie's asking Teddy to asking Dad, not Daddy, because we're talking about Teddy.
Because Daphne knows what she's talking about.
Maddie.
He has no daddy in him. He's a full bad boy.
Well, Maddie's asking her dad to wear the blue Father's Day tie she bought him when he wins the election, because there's an election coming up.
Oh, okay. It's only for mayor.
Yeah.
You know who's going to go to the mayor?
Who?
Tom. Tom's going to go to the mayor.
Well, everyone's going to go to the mayor because Maddie is freaking popular now because Dad's going to be mayor.
Never going to be alone. I'm never going to go back home.
Well, now Raina's turned up for rehearsal because they're sharing the stage. So it's Raina's turn for rehearsal.
Sound check time.
15 minutes late already.
What? It's 5:15.
Yep.
Jeez,
it's 5:15.
Kind of short. We're going to have dinner before you go out.
Well, Barky's asking her about getting a flight home tomorrow for the election.
Yeah.
And Raina says to cancel it and don't ask about it, just cancel it.
Don't tell.
Don't ask, don't tell. Well, Juliet's still rehearsing. So Liam jumps up on stage and he does a little lie down protest.
Wait, how does he jump?
With both feet.
Oh, but is there some sort of magic contained in those feet in order to make him jump, or is he just doing it without any kind of wear and tear on him?
He's got magic cowboy boots.
Wow.
Yeah. Welcome to country music. So he does a little lie down protest and he says to Juliet, well, you can carry on practicing, but it's our stage now, so I'm just going to lie down here. So Juliet storms off, demands her jet.
Demands?
Goes away, yep.
And by her jet, you mean the band, the Australian band Jet, yes. Once they come. Because, they're going to be her girl.
Yeah.
They are.
And Raina just wants Liam to stay for the whole tour. But the whole tour isn't 3 years, and they said 3 years.
Is it not?
No.
Oh, we'll see how the ticket sales do on that one.
That's true.
Well, I think White Lips, Red Lips is going to go down in history.
Well, now we're going to find out more about this Jason fella.
Jason!
Brother of Gunnar.
Jason!
Gunnar and Jason have checked into a motel.
Ooh, this is what I like to hear.
Jason has been in prison. Has been in prison for 8 years.
Okay. How old
he's been set up with a. We don't know. He's the older brother.
Okay, so he's over 8 years old. We know that much.
Yeah. Well, he's been set up with a halfway house in Caldwell. 6 months there, and then he can come back to Nashville.
Wouldn't be so bad.
And Gunnar and Jason have a little duet, singing "I'm a Lonesome Fugitive." In my notes here, I've written, "You've got to admit that Gunnar has a good voice, at least." I know you don't like the guy, but he's got a good voice, doesn't he?
I don't care. I wanted to be the lonesome cowboy.
Did you like the song at least?
Nope.
It's a good song. I wrote one of the lyrics down. I quite enjoyed it.
I didn't care. The idea of Con being, I found that incorrect and totally against the concept of country music.
Right.
I'm sure Wild Rose would have a thing about that as well, right?
I wrote one lyric from the song, which I quite enjoyed. I'm on the run, the highway is my home. Quite nice, isn't it? Good writing.
Except you don't run on the highway, you consummate marriages.
Yeah.
Hey. Anything. Right?
Fair enough.
Let's open it up. Everyone
Week.
can consummate.
Well, Raina's getting made up in her dressing room, and Liam's turned up in the dressing room again. He keeps turning up in this dressing room.
I mean, it's like it's a set they've got.
He doesn't have his boots on. He says he put them on. He clicked his heels 3 times, and he didn't turn into Deacon. And he says,
I don't know if he understands what the Wizard was doing with that.
He tells Raina that turning me or anyone else into Deacon isn't going to solve your problem. And your problem is that you're scared.
I don't know if that's her problem. If she wants Deacon, I mean, that's not scaredness. That's just, girth.
Well, yeah.
You go, girth.
Her problem is she's scared. She's scared to play without Deacon, which is understandable. She's been playing with Deacon for years.
Yeah. They've been playing on stage. He's been handling his huge guitar. He's been fingering her strings.
Oh, really? Well, now Avery is meeting
you don't want to get
Dominic.
Plucked? Is that what you're saying? Want Chip Heston to step up onto the world's worst stage and pluck you?
I kind of would like that, actually.
You'd be one of his greatest hits.
Avery,
that would be a scene from a hat.
Avery's meeting with Dominic, and asking about the contract.
The contract.
Yeah. Dominic says that the more money Avery makes, the more money Marilyn makes. So that's why Marilyn hasn't signed the contract on Avery's behalf. Because out in Nashville, she's got a roster of local talent, whereas Dominic is investing time, money, and talent into making Avery a big star. Now,
yeah, okay, that's all. Well, going to go anywhere? Are they going to be able to drive someplace? Or he says Uber it? We know we had to deal with these kind of conversations after awkward dinners with Scooter a couple of months ago.
Well, he says to everyone, we talk more about this while we take a ride in your new car.
What?
Because what's Dominic's is Avery's, and what's Avery's is Dominic's. That's what he says.
What's Domino's? Does that matter in this equation?
It's all over the place. Everything is everyone's, basically.
That's a very positive attitude. I think we should invest in that. It's got real Nexium vibes.
Well, Scarlett is with Deacon at the arena.
By the way, that's branded content.
Scarlett's with Deacon at the backstage at the arena.
Almost.
And Cy comes up to Deacon and says,
Cy Abelman,
he's such a prick, because he comes up to Deacon. Did you hear what he said? He said, Deacon, that wheelchair kid wants you to sign his guitar. Why would you call him wheelchair? Yeah.
Pretty sure I just heard him say, everything's going to be fine. He started bashing his head into a chalkboard.
He says to Deacon, Deacon, look behind you. Goes to that wheelchair.
Previous episode of I Movie Man, by the way.
And goes sign the guitar. And while Deacon's signing the guitar, Cy says, "Come along, Scarlett. Deacon will tag along any second."
By the way, do you know who else signed guitars?
Go on.
Ziggy. I know he played them, but famously he also signed them.
Right.
Not that you'll hear about it in the hit movie Stardust.
Well, Cy starts showing Scarlett his Lynn Goldsmith pictures. Have you heard of Lynn Goldsmith?
No, but does he welcome you to Marvin?
No, she's an American recording artist, a film director, and a celebrity portrait photographer. And he's got some of her photographs.
Because these look like models that have been posing like they're in Marwinkle.
Yeah, could be.
Does she have a foot fetish? Was she brutally beaten and is trying to, come back from that by building a society of dolls in her back garden?
That's how
Does
all
she fall in
artists
love
are
with
formed.
Leslie Mann? It doesn't quite work out.
Wow, way to spoil it for me.
I don't want to mean to spoil it, but you know who spoiled Welcome to Marwen for me?
Go on.
Robert Zemeckis.
Ooh, burn.
Whip, the witches are shit.
Well, Juliet's finally meeting Sean face to face.
Oh.
And she's asking him to sign the divorce papers. But he says
No, they have seen each other face to face before. It's not like this is the first time. I remember their first time. It was in the back of a limousine.
I mean, she's meeting them face to face first time since
the wedding was
left him at the altar.
Awkwardly. Well, I didn't leave him at the altar. The plane took off.
Still standing by that. Okay. And she
just makes logical sense that
she just put that nail polish in her bag to keep hold of it.
Look, I'm just saying, maybe an ordained minister can't actually officially do a wedding when they pass over state lines 500 feet up in the air.
Well,
Obviously, they fly pretty high like that, you know.
Sean says he only plans on getting married once, and it's not going to be to Juliet. So he's standing by the annulment. He wants the annulment, not the divorce.
You can't annul. You can't. That is one sketch that can't be undid. Home skill.
Well, now we're back for Scarlett and Cy. Cy Abelman is Scarlett. He's showing Scarlett the pictures still.
Yeah, and then he's still looking at the pictures. Take a look at the rabbits.
And while she's looking at the pictures, he turns to his security and motions for them to kick everyone else out of the room, which isn't creepy as well at all. And then he starts basically trying to hit on Scarlett and pins her up against the wall. Deacon figures out one of the band members, kind of gives him a little look and shakes his head towards the dog, and maybe you ought to kind of go there and have a look at what's going on. It wasn't nice. No. It wasn't nice at all. But Deacon does turn up and save the day.
Well, it gives him a phone call first.
Gives him a phone call?
Yeah, did you not hear the phone call they had?
No.
You don't know me.
Oh, God.
But I've been practicing a series of very important skills I've harnessed over years of touring.
Are you saying Scarlett's been following them on tour?
I'm saying Scarlett's been taken. When I find you, I will kill you.
Well, yeah, Deacon comes and saves the day, and he quits.
Deacon comes and saves the day.
He quits, but Cy was going to fire him anyway, apparently.
But man, imagine busting through a door and telling someone you quit. Do you know who can do that?
Who?
Someone with Big Deac Energy.
I don't even know what to say to that anymore. I give up.
Just say it's the true.
It's the true.
Thank you.
Well, Liam has bumped into Juliet. There's a lot of stadium hopping in this episode. Liam's bumped into Juliet backstage at their stadium.
Hold up a second. When you say bumped in, do you mean they've consummated?
No, they just bump into each other. Just an innocent little bump. There's no limo involved.
I don't think I've ever had an innocent little bump.
And he apologises, and Juliet says, "Oh, so you do know how to apologise?"
Wow, she's just being a cat.
So now you can apologise for being a dick to me this afternoon.
No, being a dick.
When you kicked me out off my own stage while I was rehearsing. He says, "Well, you're never responsible for your own actions, are you?" And they're kind of flirting, I feel like.
No, I believe that he's in the right. He just wants to remind this petulant child, that if you have a schedule, you've got to keep to it so everything can be done professionally. Otherwise, it's not a game. Yeah, Music's not a game. True. You try to be a serious man.
But I think they like each other. Gunnar has arrived back at the hotel. He'd gone out to get Chinese food. And he finds that Jason's got a gun. And that Gunnar's guitar is gone.
Jason's got a gun.
And that is a violation of his parole.
What, selling guitars?
Selling guitars. Oh, that's a violation of Jason's parole.
I didn't realise that. I mean, in Tennessee, I'd accept that because Nashville's Music City. But in Austin, Texas, I don't know if guitars are high priority. But then again, you know the thing about Austin?
What?
They keep it weird.
Well, now we find out that Gunner was just 16 years old when he watched Jason put a gun in a Clark's face.
Was only 16. And he watched his brother, not himself, pull a gun out into someone's face. I don't know. And now there's another gunner.
Not in someone's
in
face.
This room.
In a Clerk's face. In Kevin Smith's face.
Wait, is this...
Not Kevin Smith's
Hold on a
face,
second.
but...
Now, the Sundance cut of Clerks. At the end, of course, Dante is shot at gunpoint.
Brutally shot down,
That's how it works. At gunpoint,
wasn't even supposed to be in today.
That was meant to be the end, is he's dead, and then the guy comes in and grabs cigarettes.
Yeah. Could be.
Now, is this a possibility that Jason is in the viewer's universe?
Jason is Jay and Gunner is Silent Bob.
So we're saying that Nashville is part of the viewer's universe? Yes. Okay.
It's official.
Snoochie boochies. My gosh. Now this makes sense.
Yeah. Well, now we're at the first show of the tour with Raina in San Diego. She introduces Liam for their new song as they play Buried Under, while Juliet looks at her engagement ring backstage. Coleman and his wife sat together on a night before their election. In the Coleman Carlisle.
Double C.
There's a record turnout expected for this election.
No, that doesn't happen.
No, that doesn't happen. Do you think people had voted in advance through mail-in ballots?
Why? Because they got because they don't want to get the triple C.
Yeah.
Carlisle COVID. This was a time before disease.
Teddy's alone in his bed.
And you could be together with other people in bed or other places.
And he turns off the news as soon as they start mentioning Raina. Juliet is on stage now, and she's singing. Why
was the news mentioning Raina?
Because they were talking about the election, and they were saying that Teddy could be successful. And speaking of success, Raina's had a successful first night on her tour.
That's not a good segue for any kind of news to link those two. A successful tour is not news.
But it's Nashville News 2, I think, probably.
Yeah, but Nashville News 2 is like a hack job.
Yeah.
They're in the Jane's pocket.
Well, Juliet is on stage now. She is gonna, and she educates it to someone she used to know.
Gotcha. Is this go-to journalism?
Yeah. Bucky and Raina are watching off stage, and Bucky says to Raina, "She's good, but you're better." And he says, "Tonight's a big victory for you. Maybe tomorrow will be a big victory for Teddy." So Raina says, "Oh, we've got to go home. We've got to go home tomorrow. Teddy's big victory tomorrow."
And the episode ends.
Not yet.
We don't know who won the election.
Not yet.
They've got to count every vote matters, so they've got to count.
And I've put this in my notes. This is verbatim in my notes.
Okay, this is verbatim from Scooter.
Scarlett is cleaning her hotel room because she's an angel. She apologized to Deacon for getting him fired from the band. Deacon always thought Cy was a jerk because he was drunk, but there goes that theory because Cy's not drinking anymore, is he? It was a drug and alcohol free band.
I think size matters not.
That was a good one.
It's almost like I'm quite good at this stuff. I don't know why. You know me long enough. I'm funny.
Oh, well, you want to talk about segues, right? Here's a great segue. Because
is it Paul Blart Walcott?
Because Deacon says some guys just don't know how to be humble about their talent. Everyone starts treating them like a god, and they think that everyone is there to serve them. And then
it segues over to you, Avery. Johnny. Oh,
Avery is rocking up to Marilyn in his new car, and he tells her he's signed his contract.
And he tells Marilyn, his nipple hairs.
He tells Marilyn, "I didn't buy this car because I've not been paid, have I? This is my bonus for signing the contract." And he says,
And then
your
he
job
shows
is to work for me.
bonus.
So get on board or get out of my way. And then he runs
I'm
over.
sorry. Did she? Did Avery then look at her and say, "Get out of my dreams"?
Yes.
And also get out of my car.
Remember when I introduced you to that song? Get out of my car.
I did not think of that at all.
Jump in my car.
How dare you? I am doing a proper song.
If you haven't heard David Hasselhoff's "Jump in My Car," I implore you to listen to it, and even better yet, watch the music video for it, because it's shockingly bad, but
it's
also
cheap
amazing.
Crap when Hasselhoff is desperate to become some sort of anything in the media. It's uselessness. I don't like this lack of actual genuineness. It's bullshit. Let's focus on saying that she is good.
Well, Gunnar has picked up something that's good.
Saying it's good. When you segue to Gunnar, you've done the worst.
Gunnar is picking up Scarlet.
Yeah, I do like Scarlet.
Okay. Scarlet asks how it was with his brother, and he says, yeah, it was fine. Doesn't say any more than that.
Yeah, and then she knows how it is with his brother.
And she says, are they from Texas, your family? And he says, oh, it was only ever his brother and his grandma. And she was out in Fort Worth, and he admits he came to pick his brother up from jail, from prison.
Jail.
Prison. And that his brother served 8 years for armed robbery.
So this is stuff we already knew. It's just him reciting that to another person.
But it's stuff that Scarlett didn't know. So he finally opens up to Scarlett, and she says,
there's just some stuff that you should really know.
And she says, talk to me. Which is nice. They're opening up to each other there. Yeah.
But she's not opening up about Slay.
Not yet, but she's been through something a bit more traumatic. So give her some time, Jesus.
She's been through something traumatic. We've all heard her ring of fire.
Yes, we've all been through. Why would you bring that up again?
Hey, I'm just saying, stakes.
I've already had a bad week. Well, now we're at the annulment hearing. And they are saying at the annulment hearing that Sean entered under fraudulent circumstances.
What?
Entered the marriage.
Oh.
Under fraudulent circumstances. He didn't enter the hearing.
Yeah, I know. I thought
he set up the hearing.
With the limousine, he entered into fraudulent circumstances.
Yeah.
When they consummated, because they got it on the back of a limousine.
Juliet doesn't contest. She withdraws the petition for divorce, and she apologizes to Sean. And Sean says, you once told me I wouldn't like you very much if I got to know you. You are right.
And then they make out right there on the judge's desk. And the judge bangs the gavel, and that just convinces them to bang themselves. Well, now and they consummate again in front of everyone, and it's the most erotic. They just what happened? I'm writing my slash fiction as we're doing this, by the way. I should know. It's every week. A new episode of Slashville.
Well, now we're at election night, and the results are coming through.
How did that never happen? Science fiction.
And the girls are asking Teddy, when are we going to know? And Teddy says as soon as they... Yeah. And Teddy says as soon as they call it. And they say, who's they?
Anton Chigurh.
And he says, that's a good question. It is a good question.
And then tells them to call it.
Well, Raina turns up. And Teddy wins by a landslide 85%. Am I right in thinking that?
Is that true?
I think
that
they
just by her
85%.
turning up, they get 85%.
Yeah.
Despite the fact that it was too close to call, it was neck and neck before that.
Yeah.
That seems like someone might have bought an election.
Yeah. Well, Coleman's having his commencement speech. His
Coleman.
He's conceding.
Carlisle's commencement speech.
Coleman Carlisle is conceding.
No, he's commencing. Welcome everybody to the next reign. I have put white slats over the White House, and I'm going to continue. You can't climb over there.
By the time this episode's released, do you think we'll have any idea?
Coleman Carlisle coup.
We have more idea of a fictional election than we do of an actual.
Oh yeah, we have more idea of an election on a TV show that happened 7 years ago than we do of something that's currently happening in current events. Yeah, isn't that interesting?
It really is.
Oh, I have more awareness of when Pompeii erupted than when the next volcano may erupt and who it might hurt. What a fascinating ability, because those two, apples and oranges, you can both put them into a fruit cocktail, so they're exactly the same.
It's been a long week. Well, Coleman says that he will continue. What else?
The energy, the aura that emits from Deacon Claiborne.
Big Deacon Claiborne.
Wow, Deacon Energy.
Coleman says he will continue to fight for public interest over special interest of greedy citizens.
Yeah,
he thanks his wife Audrey. He makes a point of thanking his wife Audrey for standing by his side, and Teddy and Raina give each other a little side eye of like, this is awkward because we've not been supporting each other very much.
And then he thanks his wife's new potted plant Audrey too. You know.
Oh, only.
Leave me.
Well, now Teddy is celebrating his win, and Daddy and Tandy are sort of stood up in the balcony, kind of looking over it all.
You mean Lamar?
Yeah, Teddy, Daddy,
Tandy and Lamar.
Tandy and Daddy, and Tandy turns to Daddy and says, "If you brought this election for him, I'm never going to speak to you again."
Yeah, that's the end of the Lamar story.
Yeah, looks like it.
Yep.
Well, Teddy's back alone in his hotel room.
No. There was a line.
Well, now, all right, yeah.
There was a line.
There was an assistant who says,
"No." Lamar goes, "I didn't."
Right. Well, yeah. He says he didn't, but I don't like to.
Oh, you don't trust Powers Booth's jawline. That's all. He's got beautiful jaw.
I just didn't want to quote any lies, which is what Daddy just said.
No, Lamar doesn't lie.
Well, Teddy is now back at his hotel room. He's alone. Well, he becomes alone.
Tells him, do you need anything else?
Yep.
You've done a good job
I need
today.
You to leave.
And then can't find another bottle of champagne, so hasn't done a good job. Who doesn't do that? Get more champagners.
Well, Peggy's turned up at the door, and she comes inside to congratulate Teddy.
Marge.
They have a little bit of closeness, and she says, "I should really leave," and he says, "Yeah, you really should." And I thought they were going to kiss, but they didn't. They got very close to it, but they didn't. Then she walks out the door, and credits, and that is.
I think you should leave now. That's what she says.
Yep, I was trying to think of the song. I think you should leave now.
There doesn't seem to be any reason to stay here.
That was it. Yep.
That's by Don Tefani.
And that's episode 10. Very kind of low key ending for the episode. I thought.
Yeah, I mean, Thanos all over, but it was pretty low key at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was a odd episode, slow one. Just a couple of things.
But also all over the place.
Yeah, it literally all over the place.
And some big things happen, Scarlet and Sai and Deacon's brother and the election. But it still
the election
felt
just
like
kind of happened
at the same time.
It just kind of it's just there in the end.
Yeah,
that's
the thing. After this week, that election's nothing.
Oh, great. Well, he is Mayor. Teddy is now Mayor Teddy.
Yeah, Mayor Teddy.
So that means he has all the powers.
Booth.
Yes. Papa, can you hear me?
So that was episode 10.
I don't care for Ghana and Jason. I thought that storyline was boring.
It was
two boys in a hotel room. And it wasn't the kind of thing I look up when I look for two boys in a hotel room.
But hey, we're in double figures now. How are you feeling?
Oh, I'm feeling like I've aged a decade.
It has been a long week.
I don't know anymore.
What I do know is next
I'm
week
going to barricade backstage to the Bluebird, I think.
Probably best.
No escaping. No entrance.
Those good boys don't look very good.
Wait, are you saying something negative about Jacob Tremblay? How dare you?
I wouldn't dare.
He's not just a good boy, he's a great boy. Yeah, he might be Doctor Strange, but you know what? It's a wonder he's still around. Let him into the room. Let him see Egg Snake. Egg Snake.
Well, next week we'll be discussing...
Is Egg Snake in Nashville? Don't spoil, but is there a cameo by Egg Snake in Nashville?
I cannot confirm nor deny.
Oh, that means there is. That means 100% Egg Snake's going to have a song.
Well, by the end of next week's episode, we will be... I'm just double checking, making sure. Nope, we won't be.
It'll be in episode 11 at that point. That's how maths work. 1 plus 1.
We'll be over the halfway point.
Oh, is there 22 episodes or 21?
Of 21 episodes.
Yeah.
Of season 1. Yeah.
Oh, so it would have broken its back like we're Bane.
Yep. Welcome to Nashville. Until next week, I suppose. Where can we find you? Oh.
Got there first this time.
Damn it.
At the hour 11 minute mark.
I am at movie_mad on Twitter and on Instagram. How about you?
Is your account locked, so it's really hard to tag you on pictures?
It was, but I think I'm not. I don't know. I think I was fiddling around with it.
I mean, maybe at time of recording that morning, it was still locked and hard to take your pictures, which is fun. So maybe deal with that.
What my Twitter account?
Yeah. I
thought I unlocked it because I don't know. I don't remember how I managed to lock it.
Or maybe Twitter locked it for you and threw away the key.
It's unlocked now. There's no padlock.
Oh, well, I couldn't take your pictures earlier today. Which was 3 days ago. So maybe you should check your settings and see if you are taggable. Because maybe that's a different setting.
Maybe.
You don't want to be just like Justin Timberlake, do you?
While I'm looking into that, where can we find you?
You can find me backstage at the Bluebird at Bluebird_pod.
At Bluebird_pod is our Twitter.
Oh, that's convenient. My Twitter's Ethan Runt. Because I don't have access to at Bluebird_pod. Otherwise, you'd see weekly episodes being put up correctly on time.
I do put up. I missed it.
I wasn't complaining about you. I was complaining about who runs that account.
I'm having deja vu here. I'm pretty sure I said that last time as well.
Yeah, it's almost like you have to continue to do the one thing I've asked you to do at Bluebird Pod on Facebook and Insta. Are you on Insta?
Instagram is Bluebird Pod, yeah.
See, I kind of know the things I'm definitely in control of.
Bluebirdpod@hotmail.com is our email address. I do check that regularly. We haven't had
every minute. We will respond to you as quickly as we can, so do get in touch with us so we can respond to you.
Photo tagging off. Photo tagging on. Anyone can tag me. There we go. How the fuck did that go?
Probably after you went locked, it made that go, and then it just doesn't go away. That'll be my bet.
Right, well, there we go. It's fixed for you now. You're welcome.
What can you say?
Except...
Consider the coconut.
See you next week.